Hello. Hi. What's up? Hello. Good morning to you. Well, it's afternoon for me, but yeah, I know my time is different. I'm doing this a little differently. Early for you. It's afternoon for me, but yeah. Hi, Marisol. Jason says hi as well. Early in the morning for you. Hi. How's everyone? This time is good for you. This time is good for me too. I know. I apologize. I know everyone in, at least in Asia, you guys are used to having it in the afternoon where it's late for me. But I'm trying to kind of reestablish a better body clock for myself because it's actually been very unhealthy for me to stay up this late to do these readings. So I'm trying to find that sweet spot. So if it's too early for you, I think after this one I'll probably do it because what time is it over there? It's at like 5 or 6 in the morning in Asia. So I'm going to try to do it at least an hour later, but whichever. I'll figure it out, guys. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to figure out a better time for me. I love the yellow. So do I. So do I. But good morning to those in that's in Asia right now, but I'm finally going to be able to book a reading with you after so long to watch. Oh, well, I'm looking forward to a reading, Marisol. But yeah, good morning to you guys. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you reside. As you can tell, we're finally going to read YOUNGBAE. By the way, I have music on. I hope that's not too loud. Is it okay? Are you guys okay with the music, or should I lower it? Let me see if I should lower it. Let me know if it's too loud. Are you guys okay? It's okay? Is it all right? You're fine? Okay. Cool. Okay, well, if that's the case, hold on, let me just, before I begin, let me just pull up everything. Okay, do I have the questions ready? Yes, I do. Sorry if I'm a little disorganized today. There's too many planets in retrograde right now. I've been very disorganized these days, but I apologize. Okay. Yes, I have the questions. Cool. So, anyways, sorry, my bad. Again, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you guys wherever you are residing. We're going to read YOUNGBAE today. This has been booked a little while back. So thank you to the pair of this reading. You know who you are. I definitely appreciate it. Yeah, I have her questions for this reading, but I did need extra questions. So I asked you guys again on Twitter, and you sent me some my way. So I curated a list kind of to do this reading. So yeah, this is actually the last solo reading of Big Bang. Like, YOUNGBAE was the only one left. And after this, we can finally say I've completed all of Big Bang. So yeah, that's something. I know everyone's been kind of anxious or just kind of worried about Big Bang in general, if they're ever going to come back or if they're ever going to do anything. And I mean, I'll tell you again, this is just my personal opinion. It's kind of hard to make those expectations right now because, well, for one, YOUNGBAE is going to be a father, or is a father, and, you know, that kind of sets the pace a little bit differently. So yeah, I understand everyone's, sentiments, and I feel it too. I miss Big Bang a lot. It'd be nice to see them again, but life is life. So anyway, we're gonna read into YOUNGBAE, and I am very excited. So today's deck that I'm gonna be using is the Marigold Tarot. I think you guys have seen this before, so I'll be using that today. Okay. Again, let me know if you can hear me okay. If audio gets glitchy, just let me know. Alright, so, I'm not going to expect that much to watch me in real time today because I am doing this live reading at a different time. Everyone's used to having it later than earlier. So I'm just going to start. For those that are returning, welcome back to the Blue Moon Lounge. And if you're new here, welcome as well. My name's Jan. I'm a tarot reader, and I've been reading for 17 years, going into 18. Gosh, I feel old. I always expose my age every time I make that claim, but yeah, 18 years almost. Just keep in mind as you watch, even though this is a tarot reading, nothing I ever say today out of these messages are true, 100% definite, factual, or fixated. Nothing is set in stone because the universe is always working, energy is always shifting, and people like YOUNGBAE still has that free will of choice. So anything I say today is not true, it's just potential, it's predictions, okay? So please just watch this with your own intuition and your own discernment. Just take it with a grain of salt, please. All right. For those that want a personal reading with me, I still have available in November. I have slots open in November, so take advantage of those before it gets booked. You can book me on my website in the description box or pinned on the live chat. All right. So without further ado, let's get into the reading. It is perfect time for me. Great. That's good to hear. Okay, so I'm going to check on YOUNGBAE's energy right now. I did meditate on him, but let's see how he is doing. How is YOUNGBAE doing right now? How is YOUNGBAE doing right now? Oh, by the way, I know I'm reading YOUNGBAE right now, but it's gonna feel like two readings in one day, because after I read YOUNGBAE, after this one, maybe in a few 6-7 hours later, I'm gonna come back live and read Treasure's Jae-Sahi and Ha-Jung-woo or 0104 line. So you're gonna get spoiled today. Anyway, how is YOUNGBAE doing? How is YOUNGBAE doing? How is YOUNGBAE doing? Oh, there we go. Gosh, lots of cards. What, even at this hour? His energy's up like that? Oh, I love that for him. Honestly, I love that for him. We have, okay, first card, the 3 of Cups. Okay, he is happy. Just so delighted. So delighted. He's just very happy, in a very good energy. He's just, what's the best way to explain it? This 3 of Cups is saying that he is just kind of floating on cloud 9 right now. We also have the Empress, so he's kind of in that, well, because he is, I bet you it's because he's going to be an actual dad very, very soon. We have the Empress kind of saying he is in a motherly or fatherly parental mode on, so he's just really on that high horse right now. We also have the Queen of Rings. He's holding himself responsible. He's thinking about, how to hold himself accountable, especially in this position that he is in. Kind of going into the future, I'm definitely sensing that even though he's like delighted and very happy, he knows that he's gonna kind of do his best to maintain this happiness, to maintain this blessed life that he's living right now. So I feel really good energy from him. I love that for him. Okay. Right? For sure. So on that note, we can proceed with the reading. I am going to kind of break it down a little bit more, but let me ask how he's doing emotionally. How is he doing emotionally? That was earlier much more in general, but let's see how he's doing emotionally. Oops. Emotionally. Okay. Temperance in reverse. So this is what I mean. Even though he is very happy, that excessive happiness is kind of like making him a little too excited or a little too anxious too, because sometimes too much happiness can get you carried away, right? If that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. The temperance means maybe you're kind of like a little too elevated in your thoughts, in your emotions. This is why, like, yes, it's good to be very happy, but if you're kind of forgetting where you're at right now, this can be sometimes a little detrimental. So the temperance card says emotionally he is good, but his emotions are all over the place. It's all happy, but it's everywhere. And you know how YOUNGBAE is. I feel like every time he gets ecstatic about something, he's just like a shotgun. You know what I mean? It just, once it's out, it's out. But yeah, let's see how he's doing mentally. How is he doing mentally right now? Mentally, yes. So still good. We have the Ace of Cups. So the Ace of Cups means, in a mental note, kind of trying to figure out what more can he do in spite of like his position right now, or where he stands in life. So he's looking ahead to in the future. I mean, I don't blame him. Like I said, he is becoming a father very, very soon. But let's also see him spiritually. How is he doing spiritually? And okay, yes. There we go. So spiritually, we have both the Seven of Cups and the Four of Cups. These two cards are telling me that when he tries to be as realistic as possible, in spite of how happy he is currently right now, this just means that he's trying his best to not stress, because obviously he's going into a very different and very new chapter in his life. So with the Seven of Cups, this ultimately means that there are going to be different responsibilities that he's never had before. And the Four of Cups, yeah, he's happy, but at the same time, he's also wondering if he could live up to this standard, or if he can do well in general. So yes, spiritually, he's trying. As happy as he is, he's trying to be as realistic as possible. Now, lastly, how is he doing physically? Okay. Physically, he's fine. Physically, he's fine, but he has been probably like not getting the best of sleep these days. The Ace of Swords. This means like rapid thinking, too many thoughts and such. So yeah, I mean, I don't blame him. I totally don't blame him. All right, well, and that's the case. Let's go on to the questions from our payer. So she wanted to know if his energy could be interpreted through a song, what song would he be? Great. So if his energy could be interpreted through a song, what song would that be? Jason, I could do what I normally do, huh? The shuffle. Yeah. You gonna help me? Cool. All right, so what I'm going to do, let me pause my music here. So, like I said, the question is, if his current energy could be interpreted through a song, what song would he be? So, what I like to do, I actually like doing this for myself too. So, say that I need a message and I don't feel like pulling cards. I like shuffling random songs, even songs that I don't even know about. So, I go on random. I'm going to go on Spotify right now. Let me just go in my library because I have a pretty vast library. Let's see. I'm going to do that right now, and I will show you. Okay. All right, universe. Tap in for YOUNGBAE. YOUNGBAE. I ask of you to give me a message through music. I ask you to give me a message through music. If you can interpret to YOUNGBAE, what song would he be? What was his energy going to be interpreted as? Ooh! Oh, wow. Okay. It's called We Made It by her. I don't know if you know. This is a good song. Lyrically, that's very fitting. We Made It by her, or HER. I'm gonna play that. Let me, if you know that, do you know that song? You got it. Tell me you know that song. Let me look up the lyric. I know the lyrics, when I think about it, the lyrics is very fitting for YOUNGBAE just because of where he's been through, especially in his relationship with his wife. Oh, wait, I'm soft. But yeah. Thank you, universe. Thank you, spirit. Okay. We made it. HER. Yeah. If you don't know, now you know. I've been really feeling like, oh, it's been a long, yeah, exactly. Oh, I'm soft now. I'm so soft now. All right, great question. I love this question. We should do this question more often for my future readings, but okay. I would play the actual song, but I might get blocked. I don't want to get blocked, or I don't want this live stream to get blocked in general. So, our payer's next question is, what is his spirit animal? Real, mystical, imaginary, etc. So, funny that you ask that, pair, because he has a couple of animals. I wouldn't say these animals, though, are his spirit guides, but I do see these kind of like the spirit of these animals, or like the energy of these animals kind of follow him. I don't know. I think I mentioned it a long time ago. I think I mentioned it in Big Bang's group reading, or was it a different reading? I don't remember. But one of them, I remember seeing one of them be an eagle. I don't know. I can't tell what kind of eagle, but then I also saw a horse. So if you can tell, both eagle and a horse are all very free spirited. They're both the ones that have to yonder free and just kind of like be in their own world kind of thing. They're very happy and they're in their own peaceful mindset when they are just out in the world and, you know, gallivanting in its positive force. So I have noticed that there was a lot of eagle energy and a lot of horse energy around YOUNGBAE, but mystical, I'm trying to think. I don't think there is one for YOUNGBAE, like mystically, right, Jason? Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna see if I can channel. Let's see if I can channel any. turn back on that. Yeah, I'm not getting anything in the mystical realm. No. Okay. I do see the horse again, though. Yeah, I do see the horse again. Oh, wait. No, sorry. I was like, wait a minute. Nope, that was still a horse. Okay. So it's funny. I have the Two of Cups here, and this literally reminded me of his photo shoot with his wife. I think that was their engagement shoot, and they both were on horses. I love that photo shoot. Do you know how much I was obsessed with that photo shoot? It was like so beautiful, so breathtaking, and that makes so much sense. The Two of Cups. And this just shows like during that time when that union, especially when they were focusing on that photo shoot, there was the horses. So that channeled back to me. So yeah, eagles and horses. Every time I read anyone Big Bang related, I just get so choked up. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just my sentimental attachment to them. Okay. We're going to move on to the next question. Let me go back. Why did I lose the list? Okay, so the next question is, in what capacity has he accessed each of the 4 male archetype energies, which is the king, the warrior, the magician, and the lover? So in tarot, we have the king, the warrior, magician, and lovers. But regardless of it not being in tarot or not, when we talk about the king, and archetype-wise, kings represent of how much they are like stable in the best aspect. Okay. We also have the warrior, or in tarot it could be the knight. So this is also more action initiative. So this just kind of implies again how proactive he could be. Magician is more about the willpower and more about like their resources and finding that motivation. And then lover, it's in its name. With the lover, we have like the romantic and the more sensitive side. So our payer wanted to pretty much know like how has he shown those personalities or energies in his life in what areas. Okay, so let's do that. As a king, how has YOUNGBAE shown that or lived up to that? In what way? In what way, please? Do you not want to tell me? Wow, okay. Let me fan it instead. For king. For the king, literally the king of rings. Okay, the king of rings, or king of pentacles or coins. This is earth sign energy. Now, this ultimately means, like, when I'm asking in what way and how has he shown this personality of being a king, when we're showing this with the ring here, or the rings, pentacles, or coins, that earth energy means that he does this much more in that stable or kind of like level-headed and grounded perspective. this just kind of reminds me of the time of like that whole White Knight documentary that he did, and you definitely saw a deeper side to him, but the much more level-headed and grounded perspective of him. This King of Rings ultimately means that in anything he does this with all consideration at cost, meaning that the King of Rings here means if I am going to be thriving, if I'm going to kind of aim for anything that keeps me aligned and keeps me happy and keeps me blessed per se or abundant, I'm also aiming for everyone around me to be just as abundant. He shows that, and he basically is the one that takes good care of his people or his empire. So everyone that is around him, he's that selfless. It's not just in a sense where he has to thrive on his own. Basically, if I'm him, it's like my blessings are also your blessings. So this is his ultimate motive, being a king, or how he adapts to being that king energy. So anything else you want to tell me about that regard? Yeah, oh wow. So the Ten of Swords in reverse. The Ten of Swords is also the same way when it comes to the blessings part. So instead of my blessings are your blessings, your pain is also my pain. He's just that selfless. So when we have the Ten of Swords, it's like if I am seeing anyone, not going through a good time, he's just going to come in there and again be that protector. He's that solid rock, right? When we're talking about earth energy, it's literally the figurative notion of I'm going to be your rock. I'm going to be your shoulder to cry on if you need to. I'm going to be that sturdiness that you need. So yeah, this is how he, envelopes that kind of energy as a king. So if we're moving on, let me see. Actually, I'm going to pull one more just to tie it in. How else is he adapting into the king energy? Strength card. So yes. So again, even though he is with that at earth energy, even though he keeps still or he tries to keep still, the strength card means he's also still proactive. He's still also very responsible. He definitely kind of has that proactive and initiative when he is either taking care of himself or he's taking care of the people that he loves. The strength card of the Leo energy, this just definitely means that he knows all of his actions does not just, put consequences on him. It puts consequences around the people that he associates himself with. And that goes beyond. That goes beyond like just his close circle, especially with this Ten of Swords. This is showing how responsible he is. This is how vast his brain is thinking. It's like, no, everything I do, everything I say, or everything I put out that expresses myself will affect others. He knows where he stands. He knows his impact. And it's not just with the people like his family, his friends, or whatever. It's also with his fans too, in the media. This definitely shows how responsible he is of himself. And not gonna lie, like I think this makes a whole lot of sense because, when you think about all of Big Bang, they all do their best, but I think out of everyone, YOUNGBAE is the most, reserved in that matter. Like you don't hear too much about YOUNGBAE. Everyone, when you think about YOUNGBAE is the member that's like, oh, he's actually the ball of sunshine, So it fits when you're talking about the strength card and the Leo card. The Leo is ruled by the sun, so he is TAEYANG, which obviously means sun. So it's very fitting. It is very fitting to him, which is funny because one of the other questions from our pair is also about the sun, but we'll get into that in a little bit. Moving on, we're going to move on now. So how does I'm going to put these cards back in actually. Put back these cards. He does take good care of those around him. He really does. I remember seeing YOUNGBAE, and for him, the last time I met YOUNGBAE in person was his White Knight tour here in LA, and I was there for the High Touch event. And he is the sweetest man, honestly. He is the sweetest man, and he literally takes good care of every single person that he interacts with. even in the littlest ways. I've never met such a genuine man like YOUNGBAE. Honestly, if anyone would have asked me who is a real fallen angel, I would have totally said it's YOUNGBAE. YOUNGBAE always feeding fans for real. Okay, so moving on to the knight energy. How is he a knight or a warrior? How is he a knight or a warrior? Oh, now you want to just come out. Ooh, yes, I agree to this. So, how is he a knight or a warrior? If, granted, I just came out of saying that he is a fallen angel, but this is making me think of like when he was a judge or mentor in Who Is Next. Even though he is one of the nicest people, you can tell how much he cares by the way he pushes you. And that knight energy or that warrior energy shows when he becomes like a mentor or a teacher or a coach. So this comes on when we have the justice in reverse. Justice in reverse says, I don't have to play fair. If I am here to help you out, if I have to make things right, then I have to kind of put my foot down. I will say it as it is. This is true. YOUNGBAE he can be very intimidating when he's in that zone. The Justice card means as a knight or as a warrior, he will not be one to mess around with. He does have a mouth on him, if you've noticed. Like, even when he's like being sassy or like that wittiness when he's putting, remarks back at, even if it's comedic, he can be pretty savage, honestly. That Justice card reverse is saying, like, I'm not here to play. If we're doing work, if you want me to be serious, then I'm going to give you serious. And then we have that in the Chariot in reverse, meaning that nothing comes easy. I didn't get it easy. You're not going to get it easy. I'm going to help you, but you're not going to get the easy route from me, right? This ultimately shows how he does that. He works like that to himself, but he also works like that to the people around him. That's just how he pushes. He's a tough love kind of guy. So I definitely see it. I remember watching YOUNGBAE coach Winner or Team A at the time, and that was rough for them, but they needed that, and look how much they've grown. Yeah, and then we have the Page of Cups in reverse. So the Page of Cups in reverse as a knight or a warrior aspect, he knows how to tone away his emotions. He knows that if he needs to fight for something, then he knows he's going to have to stop his quote-unquote irrational emotions temporarily just to get things done. So, true. Okay. Yes, Dongyak Icon said before, YOUNGBAE always give him support when he has a hard time. Yeah, absolutely. I remember that. Okay, we're going to go now into the Magician. So the Magician, or the archetype of that Magician, is talking about your willpower and also your creative energy. So how does he live up to the Magician archetype? How does he live up to the archetype of the Magician, please? Thank you. I'm just going to fan this one out. Okay. Let's see. Magician. For YOUNGBAE, please. Interesting. Wow. Really? Wow. Okay. Dude, I am getting... That is crazy. Okay, I'm getting a lot of synchronicities for this one. So in terms of the Magician archetype, like I said, it's about willpower and about creativity. So first, let's talk about the Star card. The Star card is the first one I have here, and this ultimately means his will, his motivation, his inspiration comes from outside of him. This comes from a spiritual matter. Everything that he puts out, his motivation, his expression, his creative side, this is all inspired from his deeper, higher self. Meaning that maybe when he's like aligned spiritually, especially when he's aligned with his own faith, this comes naturally to him. That's when he's his most creative, when he's feeling and, you know, aligned spiritually. So this is the Star card. The inspiration comes from, you know, God, because he's such a religious man. It comes from God, it comes from the universe, and he always sits with himself first. He's like, you know what, this feels good. I feel good about this. Let me express it. That's how he happens. And it's not just with his work, it's just in general. When he feels like he is kind of like attuned to something that was brought down by faith, by God, in his eyes, he's like, this is it. This is the sign I've been looking for. And now I can express this. I can communicate this. I can create it for myself. He will adapt to anything that the universe or God gives him, and then he will work around it and he'll work with it. He isn't one to fight against things. And now the only time he'll ever fight against things is on himself. So here's the synchronicity that is coming in. I have literally 2 8s and I also have 2 5s. So I have the 8 of Wands and the 8 of Cups, and then I have the 5 of Wands and the 5 of Swords. Now let me talk about the 8s first. The 8 of Wands and the 8 of Cups. This ultimately means how much he's not a quitter. Basically, he hates it if once he starts something, he hates it when it doesn't get finished. Even if it's as simple as maybe a demo, a track, you know what I mean? A beat that he created, and he's like, no, I can't leave it like that. That, to him, especially with that Star card, if he got hit with inspiration, he's already thinking of it like, I got hit with that inspiration for a reason. That means I have to finish this. It started from somewhere. Now I have to finish it. So this is how he works. He can't, you know, no matter how long it will take him, he will find a way to finish a responsibility, a creation, a task. So that, like I said, that Star card with the 8 of Wands and the 8 of Cups, it doesn't matter how fast he goes or how eager he goes. He's not going to quit on it. Now, we talk about the 5s real quick. The 5 of Swords and the 5 of Wands. This also ultimately means that no one can tell him otherwise. You know what I mean? If there is outside opinions, if there's feedback and criticism, there's nothing that's stopping him. That magician archetype for him, it's like, no, this is my idea. I'm running with it. You're not telling me otherwise. Yes, I'll get feedback from you and I'll get your second opinion, but you're not telling me this is wrong. You're not telling me to stop. Honestly, that's him being a Taurus. That Taurus stubborn energy, it's both good and sometimes a little tiring, but hold on, let me see. I think... Okay, sorry. All right, anyway, I just had to check that I had like an email come in. Anyways, but yeah, hope that makes sense. So when we talk about the 2 8s and the 2 5s, the 8s is the number of abundance. So like I said, when he is in that mode, if he has started something, then he is bound to finish it one way or another. And that 8, like I said, 8 is the number of abundance, but it's also a number of creation, and it's infinite. When you're looking at an 8, it's an infinite loop when you write it down. This means that his creation will always be there. It will always be infinite. It will always be abundant. And when we're talking about the number of 5s, 5 is the number of change. And remember, I told you, he won't take no for an answer, like in terms of what he needs to do. Right? That's that stubborn Taurus energy. He does have a very heavy Taurus placement. So, all right. Everyone following? How's everyone's energy? I hope you guys are still awake. I know it's early for you guys. You guys are still following? It doesn't help that I'm playing like lo-fi music right now. Good morning to you. You just woke up. I know, I'm sorry, it's early for you. Okay. We're going to do the last one. We're going to live up to the lovers. How does YOUNGBAE live up to the lover archetype? Yes. Oh, my heart. Wait, what? Can you clarify? YOUNGBAE as a lover. Okay, so I love this actually. For YOUNGBAE, ultimately, when he's trying to live up to the male archetype of the lover, first let's talk about the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords means respect. Absolutely. Amen to that. Respect before anything. Trust and respect and healthy environment. It's funny though, because he didn't know about this before. I'm not going to go into too much detail because this could be invasive, but I will say that it took him some time to learn this. I'm hearing that he learned that love alone is not enough. I'm just going to say it that way. Love alone is not enough. And we have the Five of Swords in reverse. Five of Swords in reverse means there are circumstances. Just because if you love someone, it doesn't mean that everything is going to be fine and dandy. Relationships and love is still work, right? Five of Swords means you have to be open-minded to everything, and it includes your own flaws and your own mistakes, and you have to hold yourself accountable for it. So right now, he's learned that lesson. He's good, but I could definitely say that there was some revelations that he had to experience. Okay, this talks about respect first. Okay, love is great, love is a beautiful factor, but you have to have respect first. Respect for yourself, respect for the other people, your partner. And we also have the Eight of Cups. Also, the Eight of Cups in reverse means a way to not only have respect but to learn consideration of your situation. So this is actually deeper deeper sense of what we're talking about here. Apart from this, him living up to being that male archetype of love, he's definitely more childlike when it comes to romance. We have the Sun here. The Sun, even though this is Leo energy, in relationships or in love in general, it brings out a childlike force. So I could see that YOUNGBAE might be the most, pure when it comes to him being in love. We also have the Ace of Rings. So the Ace of Rings talks about devotion, and it talks about, a promise or a vow. I mean, look at that. It's a ring, and he's married now. He's happily married. And this is probably why he's in this euphoric state, because he's just living up to what he's made. And that song earlier, the earlier question that I had answered about what song is his energy representing, it's We Made It. He's been through some, enlightening revelations, and now he's doing his best, and I think he's doing an amazing job. So, yeah. Page of Cups. This talks about consistency, but keeping it still refreshing. Okay, Page is still a youthful energy. Cups is the emotional aspect, but when you're having these two together, this is meaning that keeping your love refreshing, keeping it still exciting, and not settling all the time. Yes, it's good to be comfortable, but being too long in the comfort zone is what can cause stir-ups, or it can cause misinterpretations. Okay, so yeah, I'm not going to dig into that any more deeper, but I love those questions, by the way, pair. That was very unique. I really like that a lot. So thank you for that. We're going to go on to the next question. Everyone still okay? Everyone's still good? You know, I kind of like the idea of me being your wake-up call. I feel like that might be better, isn't it? That me doing it here in the afternoon for me is like a good wake up for you guys. Or is that just me thinking it too much? All right. Yeah, I feel like this might be better for me to start your day. No? All right, we're going to go into the next question. Pear wants to know what and where is his sacred space? Ooh, or a place that has special meaning for personal growth or healing. Okay. Where is his sacred space? This is definitely a different question. I'm going to have to try my best to channel what I can see. But we'll see what they show me. What and where is his sacred space? Where is his place of comfort? Question, do you guys have a sacred space? Do you have like that one place that you can run off to for a little bit, for a little while, and just take a time to think and reflect? I personally do. But I got curious all of a sudden. Do you guys have one? Where is his... Ooh. Ah. Interesting. Not surprised. I'm not surprised. So, I'm not surprised actually by this, but I'm seeing two. I'm seeing a before and a now. I'm seeing a before he had this specific space, and then now I see a now. So before, I'll show this with you. Before he had his sacred space, I saw it almost felt like it almost looked like an old town that he's from, but this old town, like this specific spot, it's like a very large park, and this ironically this does not look like HANGOUT Park or anything. It could be, but the angle of what I saw doesn't look like it because I don't see water. But it's this vast park, and he likes going there around sunset. It's interesting because I see a younger version of him going here. Now, his sacred space right now is somewhat similar, but there's a church nearby. And then, not only that, another sacred space to him is his studio, or a studio. So, yeah. But I feel like right now, definitely if he needed space, it's like another park area with a lot of flowers, a lot of botanical, like a garden per se, and yet he still likes going during sunset. He really does live up to that sun vibe, doesn't he? Let's see. Is there any? Nope. Okay, same one. Okay. Yeah, a place to clear his head. The high priestess is here, and it's basically, yeah. It's really close to a church. It looks like a botanical garden too, and he always goes during the sunset. I love that. He likes going there through dusk. Okay. Let's see. On that note, The next question from our pair, she wants to know, does he feel that he has fulfilled the name he has given himself as the sun? Let's see. Does he feel that he has fulfilled the name he has given himself as a sun? I love that for him too. Does he feel that he has fulfilled the name he has given himself as a son? Wow, that's a lot. Oh. So, you know what I love? What I love about YOUNGBAE is the fact that he's probably like one of the most humble beings ever. He knows his trying times before. He knows the hard times he's been through and his origin story, if you will. For him, how he feels about giving himself the name as a son, I say he does feel like he finally lived up to it. Back then, I could definitely see some regrets. I see regrets of him giving himself that name just because he's like, why did I name myself that way when that's such a pressuring name to live up to? It's such a strong title to have. I say this with the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords in reverse means that sometimes he acknowledges he's not exactly the sun. He's still human in a sense. So for him, he acknowledges that I'm still human. I still have my downsides. I still have my flaws and my mistakes. So I'm not always radiating like the sun. And it's pressuring to try to live up to that name. And what I mentioned earlier about all these revelations, all these lessons that he has learned, we have this with the Seven of Swords in reverse. The Seven of Swords in reverse means, on a personal note, maybe he has tried to do certain things that just did not work out. Maybe he tried to do certain shortcuts in life that just didn't fall through. Regardless of whatever that was, this just ultimately means he's learned a lot. But during that time, he had a pressure of that name. But now we have the King of Wands. The King of Wands says, I do my best, and that's okay. Right now, he says he is proud of that name. He is proud that he can, that people look at him and think of the sun. He's proud that, in spite of where he's come from, he is proud of the journey he's been through, and now he can kind of embody this at heart. And I want to acknowledge this because I've noticed this on a personal note. When I've been a fan of Big Bang since their even pre-debut, God, I've been around for too long, but I think for him at that time, TAEYANG was just a name. But now I can really see, especially during the era of White Knight, he really embraced that concept. He not only embraced the sun, he even embraced the moon. And that's actually very crucial because I'm not going to go into too much detail, but astrologically, the moon needs the sun needs the moon. And I'm getting a little choked up, but just the fact that you can see the difference from debut days and until now, he's really enveloped into that sun energy, that living up to the name of being a light to all that looks up to him, that kind of needs him. He feeds kind of like a source. The sun is like nutrition to those that like kind of look up or need the sun. So with that King of Wands, yeah, he's content now. He's content to living up to that name. Okay, let's move forward. All right, so our pair wants to know the Love You to Death performances when the sun and moon became one. Absolutely. Yes, exactly. That's exactly what I mean. When it not only it didn't literally become one, but it became an eclipse. And I mean, I always talk about this. Eclipses are about change. And I feel like that's why I keep seeing the fives in his cards. Fives is about revelations. It's about change. And yeah. Ugh. My heart. I miss YOUNGBAE now. Oh my gosh. So okay, the next question is his love language. I'm not gonna go into too much detail, but I will kind of bring out like the gist of it. So let me just get this deck real quick. I love your background music. Thank you. Thank you. I was saying yesterday when Asahi Cam came out, and he's like, what did he say? He's like, insert lo-fi hip-hop background music. And I was like, yes, that's exactly what I listen to. And every time I do my readings now, or when I study, or when I'm trying to do work, sometimes I need music, but not music with actual lyrics. So this is my style. Anyway, what is YOUNGBAE's love language? What is YOUNGBAE's love language? Let's just get a gist of how he is. Look, I literally just said that he's learned a lot about accountability. Look, ownership. If you can read that, ownership says you acknowledge your misdeeds and accomplishments alike, and you learn to love them all as lessons. See? So, as someone that's affectionate, not even just in his romantic relationships, but this is how he shows affection with everyone. He knows that he can get a little carried away, especially when he jokes around. It can be a little, overbearing sometimes, but he knows how to own up to his actions, which is really good. And then he'll kind of like not only hold himself accountable, but he will know how to properly do an apology and kind of live up to making up for it. Now, another card that I have is self-love. So self-love means actually hype in this context. His love language is pretty much like words of affirmation in this regard. So in this aspect, when people are down, YOUNGBAE is over there. He's like, nah, dude, you got it. And he is the hype man that you need. I mean, look at him. He could be very reserved, but once you get him in the groove of things, you can't stop him. You cannot stop him. All right. Anything else? What else is his love language? Present. Yeah. Present, meaning gifts, right? We have this talking about actually, now that I'm looking at it, pretty much all of the love languages is his love language. But now I'm seeing that his main one is presence or acts of service. He likes giving. This is him being a total Taurus, by the way. He just likes giving gifts. He likes helping out people in general. Yeah. So if you were ever close with YOUNGBAE, he's gonna spoil you. He's gonna spoil you. This is probably why him and GD get along so well. This is why they're best friends, because GD also has very powerful earth sign placements. He may be a fire sign, he may be a Leo, but he also has strong earth signs in him. So this is why they're both very generous. Oh, I miss Big Bang, guys. I miss Big Bang so much. Is there anything else you'd like to tell me? Is there anything else you'd like to tell me? So spontaneity. This, like I said, I think I can ultimately say every love language is his, but the spontaneity in particular means he likes dragging people into doing things, like even things that they do not like. Like, imagine this was like way back in 2012, when Alive Era was around. He was so happy to be on that roller coaster in Fuji-Q in Japan. and like, who hated it? Was it Taesong? Taesong and Seungri hated the roller coaster, but you see him, like, even after the fact, he like just likes dragging all of Big Bang to do things, and just not just Big Bang, but just everyone, like, to try new things because he's so adventurous that way. So the spontaneity here, that's his form of love, because he wants people to explore things or to discover things and try new things with him. So I need a friend like YOUNGBAE. That's what I need. I need a friend like YOUNGBAE. Poor Taesong. Poor Taesong, honestly. It was definitely epic. Alright. So, okay, I love this question, by the way. I'm just gonna hope we're not gonna summon anyone like like the last time. But one of the questions from our pair wants to know, what does his spirit guide or angels want him to know about his current situation? Okay. I'm gonna need your help for this. What does his spirit guide? What does his spirit guide and angels want him to know about his current situation? I'm soft. I know this is gonna make me emotional. Crazy. Crazy, 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 crazy. Okay, so for his current situation, kind of worried with this question. I wouldn't be too worried. What I will say, this, how do I say this? Let me try to reword it in a better, eloquent, poetic way if I can. But let me show you first the the Five of Wands in reverse. The Five of Wands in reverse talks about his interpersonal worries, maybe his interpersonal worries about what he can do for himself in the future. Now, his guides or his angels, if he could hear this message, he needs to understand that he's doing fine. He's doing absolutely fine. That everything that he fears in the future is literally just in his head. The Five of Wands in reverse means that it's kind of like a reminder that he's been through a lot already. Basically, if I'm a spirit guide and if I'm like his guide or one of his angels, I would literally be telling him, hey, you've already been through so much. What makes you think you can't do this? And we have the Strength card as his next card. He says, you've been through a lot and it didn't make you worse. In fact, it made you even stronger. It made you more smarter. You are more than ready for what you're about to experience, because we wouldn't have put you here if you weren't. The Strength card says you are ready. The Knight of Wands in upright. The Knight of Wands upright wants to say that you have always been someone of drive, of motivation. There's no way you're going to let that like slide. In anything you do, you never, lack effort. You never slack off either. And now I know, basically, if I'm the guide or if I'm the angel, we have the Four of Wands. This means, yes, I know you're worried because now you have more people that are, going to rely on you even more. like a family. That's what the Four of Wands represents. But you're more than ready for this. The Three of Swords in reverse says you weren't even sure if this is meant for you, but you wanted this really bad. And we've blessed you with this. Meaning that, again, assurance-wise is that you're ready. You're ready. Now, another thing I do want to address is another worry that he's had is careers. We have the Five of Rings in reverse. I saw Big Bang here. There's a lot of fives in this. There's a lot of fives in this reading. So the Five of Rings in reverse says, in this context or in this aspect, do not worry. Right now, focus on what you have. Everyone else is going to be okay. You have your closer proximity of people, aka your wife, your kid, your family in general, to look out after. The Five of Rings in reverse means that your worries are just your worries. Everyone outside that you are, worried about, whether it's like maybe the fans, the Big Bang, whatever, your job, your career, that's going to be fine. That's going nowhere. The Five of Rings means it's just all in your head. Okay, now let's see. Yep, one more card. Three of Cups. Everything is going to be fine, and just experience this present moment. You're happy right now, so just live in this happy moment. Live in this happy moment. I feel him. Because if I were in his position, it almost feels like I can understand where it might feel unfair. It's like, I'm not necessarily moving on. I'm just adding a new part of my life into this. You know what I mean? So I feel like for YOUNGBAE, there might, there might be some kind of guilt. Sorry, I'm just trying to tap in. But I feel like he has like a small ounce of guilt where there's nothing else he can do right now in terms of like career or Big Bang or whatever. Right now, he's just waiting. And a part of him feels like he's asking himself, is it too selfish? Is it raining right now? I think it's raining. Anyway, but yeah. Yeah, I can see or feel that it's raining. Oh my god. Well, this means this reading is blessed, and TAEYANG will be blessed since it's raining. Okay. But yeah, I would understand if YOUNGBAE is feeling a little guilty. I feel like he feels helpless. I think a huge part of him wishes he can do more, but right now he has a lot of other things to focus on now. Okay. So yeah. Alright. Next question from our pair. What is his sole purpose? His sole purpose. What is his sole purpose? Wow. Oh, you can, no, come on now. Come on now. You cannot tell me. Five of Swords, like five again. Five of Swords again. Five of Swords again. How is that even? Okay, so he has a hybrid soul purpose. One is to heal. Two is to relay messages of wisdom. When I mean relay messages of wisdom, it's about enlightenment. You know how he's a very religious man? Basically, his sole purpose is to kind of spread the word of God, his faith, his practice, his beliefs, and share that with the people he cares about, whether it's could be as fast or as, you know, as abroad towards his fans, or just even in his close proximity. Whatever it is, this is basically living up to that name, the sun. His sole purpose is to shed light, is to shed healing light, and to also share wisdom and enlightenment. So this is shared by the Five of Swords. Okay. The Five of Swords means he knows a lot, he's experienced a lot, and he is very aligned with his faith, and he should share that faith. And then we have the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords talks about healing. For people that are either in desperate measures or going through a rough time and is just either in pain, sorrow, and heartache and hardship, the Three of Swords in reverse means that his purpose is to help, you know, sympathize, but also give that sense of relief that people are not alone. You know, Three of Swords means to feel like there are things that are relatable. And I agree, YOUNGBAE, in a musical level, or as him being an artist, his music has always made me feel like I have hope, or I can have a sense of hope, because I'm not dealing with this alone. Everyone has their own story, and we can hold our hands together in that regard. So the Three of Swords in reverse, healing. Five of Swords in reverse, wisdom. And the hangman here, this ultimately means balance and looking at things through perspective and absorbing that and sharing it with the world. So basically, he is already living his sole purpose, to keep it simple. Big Bang reading, King card, and now Five of Swords, right? Right? How many times have I pulled the Five of Swords? Like 4 times now? 5 times? Okay. Moving on, what can TAEYANG do to further his career with Big Bang and as a soloist to the next level? Okay. What can TAEYANG do to further his career? Right now, honestly, I'm going to be real with you. I'm going to be very real with you. In terms of Big Bang, I think there's still going to be a break. I mean, I already mentioned that with all the previous solo readings, but I will say that in general, Big Bang is still going to come back without pulling cards. I could feel Big Bang coming back, just not as soon as everyone would like to. Now, as a soloist, I think that might come sooner than you think. Even though he's about to become a dad soon, I do feel like this is happening sooner. Bro. Exactly, not soon as possible. All right, I'm is it no surprise anymore that I keep seeing 5s? I have another 5 here. I have another 5. And it's the 5 of Wands. The 5 of Wands, normally it would mean collision or conflict, but the surrounding cards here, I have 8s again. If that doesn't tell me, remember I told you something about GD? Listen, if we have 5 for Big Bang, we have 8 for GD. I'm hearing and I'm feeling, oh, my stomach is feeling a little, this means my intuition is like crazy right now. So I feel like YOUNGBAE is thinking about Big Bang right now, but he knows that time is stalling, and I think he knows that GD's probably going to be the one to lead. I mean, it only makes sense because he's the leader. So the fact that I keep seeing 8s, GD's favorite number, and then 5, oh, my stomach. Why is my stomach like this? I'm getting tingly. I'm getting tingly. I swear, if we get a Big Bang, if a GD comes even sooner than I expected it to be. I'm gonna lose my mind. So, okay. Again, I feel like to him, he knows that time is stalling, and for now, he's just gonna let leader handle it. Okay? He's gonna let leader handle it. And basically, he's just waiting for the right moment. So, in terms of what he can do to further his career with Big Bang, right now we also have the Temperance card. The Temperance card means to rebalance, to reassess, to reevaluate, right? It's to temper, meaning that right now they're still regrouping, meaning they're just trying to figure things out. And once that is all settled, then there's going to be more confidence for Big Bang to further their career as a group. Now, in terms of solo, I think for him, solo-wise, I have the Eight of Cups in reverse. So he has been working on stuff. The Eight of Cups, though, means that even though he has been working on stuff, the fact that maybe there's just a lot going on right now, he hasn't been able to fully concentrate as much as he would like to. But I think this is just him being hard on himself for it. But I think he is doing more than enough. Again, in advice for him to further his career with Big Bang and as a soloist, right now, it's just to take it easy. And then in terms of like artistry or the creative side, we have the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands here means to keep going. Like, regardless of all the ideas, even if they're not doing anything right now, his creative flow is still on par. It's still top notch. So if anything, he should just at least record everything, or at least document, or put outlines and just save it for a rainy day until they're ready. But right now, there's a lot of other things he needs to deal with. So, yeah. I really feel, see the tingling in my stomach, it just went away. I really feel it might be GD. Might. Strong big word, might. It might be GD first. GD's be like, don't worry, I got it. GD's out here like, let me buy you time. So hang on, guys. Just hang on. Okay. Next, is he currently working on anything? Okay. Is he currently working on anything musically? I think he is, because that Eight of Cups there, I think he is. Let me see though. Is he working on anything? I can't with myself. I can't with myself. I fanned the cards out, and I'm asking, is he currently working on anything musically? Earlier, I said I think he is, because the Eight of Cups is there. I pulled a card out, and it's the Eight of Cups again. Okay, I need a clarifier, because my cards are like, we're telling you already. Okay, why? Oh my god. See? Your hard work is paying off. To clarify this Eight of Cups, your hard work is paying off. Yes, he's working on something. Just gotta take it slow. New moon. Okay, he is. He's working on something. He's taking his sweet time though. Oh my god. Please. The synchronicities today, I can't deal with. Oh. All right. I get it, universe. Moving on. Does he miss performing on stage? I'm sure he does. Let me see. Fan. Does he miss performing on stage? 7 of Cups. Yes, he definitely does. The 7 of Cups means, in this context, he wishes to go everywhere. He misses traveling too. He misses just going. Even though traveling could take a toll on him, he does miss seeing everyone around the world and, you know, performing for everybody and being up close. Let's see. Yeah, King of Wands, definitely he does miss that rush of being on stage. He misses, you know, the adrenaline that he gets whenever he gets to perform for everyone. I feel that. The Sun in reverse. So yes, he's disheartened that he can't right now. The Sun in reverse means just like, oh, I miss it. It was such a good time. I loved doing that. But right now I can't do it. So it is what it is. You deal with the cards. All right. Alrighty. Thank you, cards. What are his wishes for the future is the next question. What are his wishes for the future? What are his wishes for the future? What are his wishes for the future, please? What are his wishes for the future? What are his wishes for the future? I swear, this deck doesn't want to be, wants me to pull them instead. Okay. What are his wishes for the future? Oh my god. Oh my god. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it, YOUNGBAE. Your energy is freaking me out. Your energy is freaking me out. Okay. What are his wishes for the future? Let me just show you. 4 of Wands, upright. 4 meaning foundation. In this context, his wishes for the future is that everyone is good, everyone is safe, everyone is fine. This is in context of his family, obviously, first. But this also, I saw Big Bang. Even though this is it's a 4, this just means the ultimate happiness here. It means like a reunion too. And I'm saying a reunion as well because of another 4. 4 of Rings in reverse. This means coming out of hiding, coming out of like your isolation or your solitary mode. The 4 of Rings is ultimately saying like to not, you know, to release like that silence that's kind of been deafening. And so he does wish to break out of that very soon. So having these 2 4s, ultimately his wish for the future is just foundation, a good base. And now we have the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune, he's basically laying it in God's hands. He's just saying, whatever happens, happens. I'm going to trust God in this journey right now at this chapter. The Wheel of Fortune is just saying he hopes that when the time is right, God will give him even more opportunities, not just for himself, not just for his family, but for literally everyone that he cares about. And then we have the 8. Again, 8 of Wands. 8 of Wands is saying that he hopes and wishes that everything, especially this whole COVID thing, this pandemic thing, that it just kind of subsides and everyone can go back into their most highest potential. He wants everyone to thrive because I can see that he's been paying attention to the world right now in silence. This is also probably why he posts a lot of Bible verses. He's very quiet, but whenever he does post, it's always Bible verses. So in this same context, I think he's been praying for the world. He's been praying just for everyone. You know, he's waiting for the right time, and he is just pretty much trusting that everything's going to be okay, which is good. I love YOUNGBAE for that. I love him for that. Okay. It seems to me YOUNGBAE doesn't have any more big ambitions, which is fine. This is ultimately saying that he's already feeling blessed. I don't see him anything like thinking, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that. No, I'm seeing him just more like, I'm trusting. Basically, whatever is meant for me is meant for me. It's good. It's good. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. Okay. Next question. Does he miss Big Bang? Does he miss Big Bang? Everyone wants to know about that. Does YOUNGBAE miss Big Bang? Of course he does. Or actually, watch it be a no, because he sees them anyway. You know what I mean? Like, maybe I'll just ask anyway. Does he miss Big Bang? Does YOUNGBAE miss Big Bang? Oh my god, no! Listen. 5 of Rings. Okay, I take it back. He does miss Big Bang. But I feel it's not in the sense of like missing them, but he misses, how do I word this word properly? He does not miss Kwon Ji-young, he does not miss Choi Seung-yeon, he doesn't miss Lee Seung-hyun, he does not miss Kang Tae-sung. He misses Big Bang, the group. Makes sense if I word it that way? He sees the members all the time. He talks to the members all the time. But he misses Big Bang as a group. He does miss Big Bang as a whole. 5 of Rings or 5 of Pentacles means that energy or that feeling of like falling apart or things separating or feeling left out. So yes, he does. I would say that even though he does see them all the time or he talks to them all the time, when it comes to Big Bang as the performers, as a group, and being in their realm as Big Bang, yes, he does miss it. A lot. A lot. Wow, and it's 5 again. All right. 5 is 5. Big Bang is 5. I said it. Big Bang is 5. Alright, how does he show his affection to the other members? Okay, how does he show his affection to the other members? How does he show his affection to the other members? I cannot. I really cannot. I'm going to... Seriously, you can't get the 5 of Rings again. In this context, the 5 of Rings here, like, how does he show his affection? He makes sure that no one gets left behind. Or he tries to make sure that no one feels left behind. Oh, I can't deal with this reading. I can't deal with this reading. Okay, the 5 of Rings means... Look, listen. If you see the 5 of Rings, it's all in one hand. This person is wearing the 5 rings in one hand. It means I am whole. I can handle with one, like, as one force in my hand. The 5 is in one force. And basically, it would feel incomplete to him if it didn't. So he shares that. He expresses that in the way he, shows his affection. And he does that with ultimate strength. The strength meaning that, like I mentioned, he is kind of that person, is like that steady rock to be with, or that, you know, shoulder to cry on, he will be that for the members. So yeah, and then not to mention we have the Knight of Swords in reverse. So he is that goofy, playful side. He is a prankster too. He loves making jokes and he likes being crazy with Big Bang. So the Knight of Swords expresses that. I think Big Bang acknowledges when he's in that happy, goofy mode is when he's most affectionate towards the other members. Oh man. Watch. I'm going to be watching a lot of Big Bang stuff after this. The Way. Okay. The Moon card. The Moon card. The Moon card means he's always praying for stop it! Ooh, I can't. I'm like frustrated. I hate feeling like this. Big Bang is such a sensitive group for me. The Moon card, he's always praying for Big Bang, whether they realize it or not. He's literally lifting himself up to God, to the universe, and he's just like, just protect all of them. If I can't be there for them, I hope that God will just be there. Sentimental. Because even if the sun, is warmth and joy and radiance, when we talk about the moon is about the deeper end of how you feel, right? Even in astrology, the moon talks about your inner emotions. And since the moon came out, he shows his expression or his affection to them immensely. And he does that through prayer too. I honestly don't see any kind of bond like that if it isn't anything. All right, we're gonna move forward before I get even more emotional. I'm gonna move forward. How does he feel about YG Entertainment? Okay, tea time, I guess. How does he feel about YG Entertainment right now? How does YOUNGBAE feel about YG Entertainment right now? Oh. Okay. Oh, interesting. YOUNGBAE's funny. Okay. YOUNGBAE. Alright. How do I word this? Let's talk about first the Hierophant in reverse. Taurus energy in reverse. This means he acknowledges that YG Entertainment has made some very big differences or some very big changes within the company, within everything. And he's trying to get used to it, actually. It feels really odd to him, especially even now that you think about it, even after he got discharged from the military, when he came back, the transition was already happening. So when he came back and yet still hasn't been able to do much, he has noticed the huge difference of like how the system works now with YG Entertainment. Now, on that note of the changes, right? Look, the Hierophant is also another 5, by the way. 5. Okay. The 5 Hierophant in reverse. Like I said, change again. Now, I have the Magician upright. The Magician upright means that in spite of all those changes, this is actually feeding him more inspiration or more kind of like opportunity to work with. Because based off his observations, the Magician means that in general, He's trying to kind of see where he can squeeze in himself and like how the system works now. But he's not like rushing himself because obviously he has other things to do. So right now the Empress is here. He acknowledges the changes and he acknowledges that they are a little better. A little better. This is YOUNGBAE energetically through the cards. The Empress means that, oh, I see a difference. It's a little better. It's not the best, but it's better. And I say that because also of the Seven of Wands in reverse. If this was upright, this would mean defense or protective energy. This coming out in reverse means that YG Entertainment in his eyes still is a little, how would I say this? Reckless. A little reckless. I agree a little bit. I agree to that. They have their moments where they're good one time and then later on you're like, what the hell? And then they're good again and then you're like, what the hell? Basically, it's inconsistent. YG Entertainment is inconsistent. But if I make the comparison of how they were back then versus today, they are definitely a lot better. I will agree to that. They're a lot better now than they were today. I don't care what anyone says. That's also my opinion. But yeah, it's not the biggest difference, but there is one. I really don't care what anyone says. Okay. How else does he feel about YG Entertainment? Oops. Okay. Okay. So, not only does he acknowledge the changes there, the Hangman in reverse means, the Hangman in reverse also means in his eyes, YG Entertainment still has a long way to go. I agree. I definitely agree to this wholeheartedly. Like I said, they have slight differences in what they used to be before versus now, but they still have a long way to go. I completely agree. The Hangman says YG Entertainment has focused on some certain changes, but these changes are no longer necessary. And in fact, they're probably like not, like they're being a little ignorant to some other bigger changes that needs to happen. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, why are you focusing on that when you should be prioritizing this, right? This is how that goes in YOUNGBAE's perspective, even my perspective too. The Hangman says you're not seeing everything, right? YG Entertainment is not dealing with everything. In fact, if they do see it, they still have a slight habit. Well, I'm not going to sugarcoat that. They have a big habit of brushing things under the rug because they're doing this because they're trying to be cautious. So YOUNGBAE acknowledges this. Like, yeah, it's a start. The Ace of Swords here is saying that, yeah, YG Entertainment is starting to change, but they still have a long way to go. They still have a long way to go. I agree. I completely agree. To older generations, I think they see the difference. Yeah, for sure. Okay. Now, let's go on to the next question. What does he feel about the young generation of YG Entertainment? What does he feel about the young generation of YG Entertainment? Ooh, all right, well, I'm also curious. I'm also curious. What does YOUNGBAE think about the younger generation of YG Entertainment? Maybe Treasure, Pemon, the trainees. Does he even know any of them? Like, I'm sure obviously he knows Yedam, but how does he feel? What does he feel about the younger generation of YG Entertainment? Please, thank you. Woo, woo, woo. A lot. Yeah. Aww. Aww. I mean, I figured. Just, oh, that's so sweet. Okay. So, YOUNGBAE is funny, man. I love him so much. I can't. I'm gonna say this as a joke because this is how YOUNGBAE's sense of humor is too. We have the Ace of Rings. The Ace of Rings. The young generation of YG Entertainment, he looks at them, he's like, oh, look, they're great kids, but this is definitely YG Entertainment's new source of income. This guy. So basically, I mean, he's not wrong, okay? The times are moving. The times are moving for the kids. And so the Ace of Rings, he's like, oh, look, YG's new investment, new source of income. Basically, his sense of humor is like, oh, look, fresh meat. I'm saying that in a positive manner. I'm saying this in a joke, okay? Don't freak out, okay? YOUNGBAE's like this. I'm like this too. But we also have the Six of Cups. So this is soft. He's basically like, oh, I remember the times like that. I remember being like them. I remember being one of them and being as desperate and trying and working so hard like that too. And just, it's bringing him back to the old times. Every time he looks at the younger generation, he's just like, oh, the kids are different these days, but I remember being just as passionate as that, and I try to not let that same passion go away. So that's the soft end of this. This is the sweet part of it. The Two of Rings in reverse. The Two of Rings in reverse and the Justice in reverse. So this means that he knows that the younger generation of YG Entertainment is bright. Like, their future is bright. He knows this. But he does get concerned. He has a concern for the younger generation, not just from YG, but also just in the industry. Because in his experience throughout being in the industry for this long, not only did he change, but so has media, so has the industry. In fact, in his eyes, I'm seeing that it's gotten more unfair. You know what I mean? It's gotten more crucial. What the hell is that word? Crucial. I was gonna say brutal or crucial, but I said crucial. Excuse me, it's Mercury retrograde. I can't speak properly these days. Crucial and brutal. Okay, throughout time it got worse, and so he gets worried for the kids, you know. And in fact, with this justice, the justice in reverse means that he worries for, you know, if he's had it hard, if Big Bang has had it hard, he can't even imagine how much worse it might be in the future with how the industry works, because there's no progress in media and how they treat or how netizens work. In fact, it's just gotten a lot more harsh. So he's honestly just hoping for the best for the kids. And I honestly agree. You would think it would have gotten better, but in fact, it got worse. And that's just how it works because, you know, the Hallyu wave has just expanded worldwide and it's such a huge thing now. And so you have a lot of different things involved that makes it a lot much more to bear. So I think for him, he worries about the kids in general. He's like, they're so young. I know that they'll be okay, but in general, I just hope that they don't have to experience much trauma like we did, kind of thing. So it's a cruel world out there, basically. It's a cruel world. Hi, Epic Fans. Did I miss Jay Sahi and Hajomu AKO0104 tarot reading yesterday? No, it's later today. It's later today. I'll be reading them later today or later tonight for me. So, yeah, stay on the lookout for that. Okay. Is there anything else? How else does he feel about the younger generation? of YG. Okay. One more. I love it. So Judgment and the Ace of Wands. So Judgment and the Ace of Wands is saying that he's actually, like, when he has free time, he actually looks them up. He asks, actually. I feel like because he's so hands-on with the company in itself, like, he likes, you know, either talking to other producers and other, you know, directors and executives. I think he asks about how everyone's doing, and so he kind of keeps a close eye on them, and he actually also gets inspired by these kids. So the Ace of Wands says the future is bright for them, but he also is learning to be inspired through the youth. So I love that. I love that. But I do also want to acknowledge the Four of Cups in reverse. So the Four of Cups in reverse also makes him, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. This Four of Cups can potentially mean that maybe should I tell them? I'm just gonna say it. Four of Cups makes him contemplate. It's making him wonder if he's done, and not on his own accord. Meaning that if YG is done with him in Big Bang versus, you know, just like they're only going to prioritize the young generation now. This is one of his worries. He's not holding it against the younger generation. I think it's just an internal worry he has. Pretty much he's like, are we done? Are we done in our prime? Is this over? Even though I know it's not over and we're just waiting for the right moment, we don't want it to be over. We even, like, in fact, they signed their contract, like they renewed. But in that aspect, you know, I don't think it's, you know, wrong to think this way. It's like, oh, well, I mean, maybe we are old news. Maybe it's time. Maybe it's time. And so that Four of Cups says, like, he has a whole lot of love and, like, admiration for the new generation, but it does make him think about where they stand or where he stands now. I don't blame him. I don't blame him. I think that's normal. Especially when you've done that career for a very long time. It's a really huge change. So, okay, moving forward. But look at how many older generations are getting back together. Yeah, no, absolutely. But you also have to understand their circumstances are different. I saw that, you know, I saw that 2AM is also making a comeback, and it's great. But everyone's circumstances are different, and I think the way YOUNGBAE is processing it is different. Obviously, it should be different. I think it's just an internal thought. Like, a big part of him knows he's trusting it'll be okay, but in the moment, you can't help but be worried. So let him be worried. It's okay. It's normal. That makes him human. We don't have to shove that onto him. We don't have to be like, no, be positive. Like, everyone's making a comeback. It's okay. He can let him feel. For an earth sign like him, he should feel. It's okay. Anyway, we're gonna move forward. Does he know about the fandom's worries? Ooh. Does he know about the fandom's worries? Does he know about the fandom's worries? Does he know about the fandom's worries? Yeah, he does. We have the Three of Wands in reverse. The Three of Wands means that the fandom obviously is anxious and worried about where we're all gonna go from here, because everything just seems like it's a blur. Three of Wands, whenever it's reversed and it comes out, this just means that you're thinking like there's no hope. It's just everything is so uncertain. It's just mysterious. Like you don't know how to go about it into the future. The Three of Wands means it's just unclear. And so that's the main worry of the fandom. And obviously, YOUNGBAE knows this because he feels this way too. The Three of Wands in reverse means that yes, while he is working and he is also still planning on stuff for himself and with the members, in due time, it's still not set in stone. And he knows that this is worrisome to him, to the members, and to the fandom. And he feels sorry. He feels sorry. The Nine of Wands in reverse means being apologetic because he feels helpless. There's not much he can do yet. Yet. Strong word, yet. There's nothing else he can do right now, yet. So he is aware. And then the Chariot, though, this is the positive outcome here. The Chariot means they're not giving up. YOUNGBAE's not giving up. Big Bang's not giving up. They're not giving up on VIPs. They're not. Because a deeper part of him with the Chariot knows that you guys have been through a lot more. So in high faith, he's hoping that it would feel the same way in due time again. It's true. Everyone's been through worse. We've seen the worst. It's not like we can rise up from it again. We can. So hold on to that. I think they're going to be okay. But he is aware that the fandom is worried. He is aware. All right. So does he miss the VIPs? I'm going to say yes. Absolutely. Does he miss VIPs? Yes, Seven of Wands. He does miss them. A lot of fiery energy from that. He does. Okay. Okay. We're almost done here, and then we're going to go into predictions. Does he still watch reaction videos to Big Bang and his solo work? And if he does, how does he feel about them? All right. Does he still watch reaction videos to Big Bang and his solo work? If he does, how does he feel about them? If he does, how does he feel about them? Yep. He does. Aww. Aww. Yes, he does. Okay, so we have the Six of Rings. He absolutely does. The Six of Rings talks about reciprocation and reciprocity. So Six of Rings comes in and it's saying that not only does he watch reaction videos, but he does it to get re-inspired. He likes seeing the insights and the feelings of what fans would say or how they feel or how they put their insight into how he performs, how Big Bang performs, and he gets re-inspired that way. And then we have the Magician. So it's back out. This is like the third time I had this card. The Magician means he finds willpower, he finds inspiration once he watches this. But don't get alarmed. Like I don't see him watching reaction videos a lot. I just see him, if he has extra time, he'll look. If he has extra, energy too, then he'll probably search for it. This is implied by the Four of Cups. So he doesn't do it often, but whenever he gets the chance, he does. And then the Star card. The Star card means a sense of hope and faith and light. In this aspect, it's for him to kind of hold on to the fact that there are people that still admire him and still admire Big Bang, and he gets excited when he gets to watch people react to it and see a really good source of energy. So yeah, it makes him happy when he gets the chance. All right. Will YOUNGBAE see this reading? Why are you doing this to me? So why are you doing this to me? Do you want me to answer that? I'm scared now. I'm scared now. I don't want to know if he watched. I'm gonna freak out. I'm gonna lose my ish if he'd ever. No, that idea is making me freak out a bit. I'm gonna freak out. The way my angels are like, answer it. Ask us. Things Jan never wanted to know. For real. My angels are now like, you should ask. Okay, let me see. I highly doubt it. I'm gonna freak out if he does, though. Is YOUNGBAE gonna watch this reading? Will he ever watch it? Oh god, I'm like nervous all of a sudden. Please don't. No. Angels, don't play with me. Don't play with me. I beg you. I'm not in the capacity. Thank God. Thank God. Okay, no. Whew. I'm safe. No, he won't. Thank goodness. I can't deal. Thank goodness. I would not know what to do if they said yes. Whew. All right, we're good. I feel better now. Oh, Lord. When other fans like want to be noticed by their idol, here I am like, no, please don't. Okay. We're gonna go to the last question. We're gonna go to the last question of this, and then we're gonna go into predictions. So, what is currently his aura? Okay, what is currently his aura? What is his aura right now? What is YOUNGBAE's aura? And then we'll go into predictions. What is his aura right now? Thank you. Yep, I figured. Oh, yep. So we have five colors. So he's pretty highly aligned. Hi, good morning. If you just got in, welcome. I know I did my reading pretty early for YOUNGBAE. But yeah, so we have an array of colors for YOUNGBAE. So let's talk about this real quick. So first, we have purple. This is his strongest. This is third eye chakra. This is his psychic abilities, but more than just psychic abilities, this is just saying how connected he is to God or to the universe. Obviously, I'm going to say God because he is religious. So I'm just going to say that. His third eye is strong. He's aligned. A lot of, connection to the universe or to God in general. And then we also have his sacral chakra. This is orange. Okay. This ultimately says relationships. So no surprise there. He's in his, comfort zone and like in the creative force as well because he's in a happy relationship with everyone. We also have the decisions card, and this is yellow. This is the solar plexus right in the diaphragm area. This ultimately means that not only is he intuitive, not only is he creative, but he's also confident too. Okay, there's still confidence in him in spite of that. We also have the root chakra, or red. Okay, this means how grounded he is and how sturdy he is as a person. And then essentially this says here stability and security. So again, he's honestly doing adulting things. He's being a responsible adult, especially he has a family to take care of now and such. Now One I do want to mention is blue. This is not his most strongest right now. It is the one that probably needs the most work. It's his throat chakra, and this is communication in reverse. So I think he's just, obviously because he's been very quiet, not just with us, not just with the fans, but in general. I think he's just kind of keeping his peace right now, especially when it comes to, you know, communication. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with this. This is just saying that right now he's just toning down his words. I think this is a perfect time to be quiet, especially it is Mercury retrograde right now, right? So yeah, this is good. His energy overall is really good. His aura is really good. I think what he could work on more is his heart space. And I think it's not showing, like the heart space or the heart chakra is not implied right now because he's like too euphoric anyway. So yeah, so I'll show you the colors again. It's an array of colors, but it's a good amount. It's a good amount. It's a very pretty amount. So yeah, this is his aura. All right. Okay, so energy check. How's everyone? I am about to get into predictions soon. How's everyone? Everybody good? Did everyone just wake up? Cool. Okay. So, all right, we're going to tap in. We're going to use tarot still, and then we're going to see what we can come up with in the future, if it shows me. All right, so if you have reached this point in the reading, obviously this is prediction time. So again, we only set it and forget it. So again, anything I say today in the predictions, it's not set in stone. It's not fixated. It's not definite. Okay, so just take it with a grain of salt. If there's anything that you want to manifest for YOUNGBAE, for Big Bang, whomever, just kind of set it and forget it. Set the intention, then forget about it. Don't dwell on it. All right, so let's start. All right, so what can we expect for YOUNGBAE in the future? What can we expect for YOUNGBAE in the future? Was that my... Oh, sorry. I'm like, who's that? Someone's outside. Okay. Okay. What is this? For YOUNGBAE. Damn. Okay, well, I'm gonna say something actually. Even before I got on live, I was already thinking what could possibly come up with. What could, oh my God, Mercury retrograde, work with me. What can we possibly work with in terms of like the future when it comes to YOUNGBAE and Big Bang? And I was kind of like feeling it out. I wasn't sure if we're gonna get anything, and I'm gonna tell you right now, we're probably not gonna get that much. Just because of like how the flow of this reading became. Yes, I answered all the questions that was, asked, but a lot of the answers was more about being aligned by trusting the universe. So I'm going to tell you right now, in terms of predictions, I feel like we're not going to get a lot today. That's just how I'm seeing it, because even in this aspect, I'm not seeing a lot. Okay. All right. Can you clarify this card for me, please? Why is this here? Ay, ay, ay. Okay. So I knew it. It's a blur. Well, not too much of a blur, but it's already starting. So one second, guys. Why? It's like I'm getting downloads, but it's all a blur. Oh, shoot. It's interesting that it's coming out of YOUNGBAE's energy. Okay. Interesting. So I get it now. I know why this is a blur. Because you know how YOUNGBAE's been very quiet? YOUNGBAE's very quiet. Hence why we're not going to see all too much prediction-wise either, because he's going to remain quiet for a little bit more. This only makes sense. This is why my downloads are very blurry. So it's just kind of a reflection of how he's acting right now, or how his energy is being. Now, here's the thing that I saw. And it's interesting that it came out of YOUNGBAE's reading, or YOUNGBAE's energy. So just be alarmed. This whole thing with Seungri, the case or whatever, there's going to be more complications. Just hang on tight, though. I still see a lot of hope here, because there's still the Three of Cups here at the end. There's still a lot of hope here, okay? The Three of Cups is a happy card. It's at the end of the spread. But what I'm seeing, the other cards I have in front of me, I literally have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8. I have 9 cards in total. 8 of them it's rocky. And the last one is the happiest card. It's probably the only happy card. But hang on there. This means that at the end of the road, it's going to be okay. Look at that. 3 of Cups. Think of the flower road. Okay? I don't mean to bring it that way, but this is like more appropriate now, because flower road, meaning that it will be okay in the long run. It's still not going to get any easier. You know what I mean? Now let me kind of share this. There's just going to be some frustrating times. Let me just say it that way. The Ten of Swords is a lot of backstabbing energy. It's not on YOUNGBAE. This is just in general what we're going to experience, or what we're going to see. It's not on YOUNGBAE. It's just basically everything that we're tired of. It's been a long road. It's still a little long. Okay, the road is not done yet. We're not there yet. Okay, the Ten of Swords means there's still a lot of things that's going to happen, but hang on there. Okay, that's not the end. This is all part of the plan. This is all part of the journey. The Hierophant in reverse is just saying that our commitment is being tested right now, and so is Big Bangs. Okay, this is just another huge bump in the road, but we're gonna get over it eventually. The Magician in reverse is also saying, like I mentioned, the silence that we're experiencing. We probably will get some stuff, but not like to its fullest potential. Say, for example, if GD does promote, if he does start making a comeback, let's not have high expectations that he's going to promote a lot. You know what I mean? Maybe they'll drop singles. Maybe he'll drop something. But regardless, let's not act as if it's the perfect time to start promoting full force, because everything around them is still risky. I say that again with that Ten of Swords energy. This just means everything is walking on eggshells. we're tiptoeing right now. We also have Seven of Swords energy. Okay, this is not a good card to have. Seven of Swords means that there's some still shady energy around us. I was thinking about if they'd be on very few shows, if at all, for the start. I don't think so, to be honest. Again, do not take this as a fixated thing. I'm just saying this is what the cards are saying now. It could change. All of this can change. Like I said, this is not set in stone. But for now, I'm not seeing it. The Seven of Swords says there's too many shady energy right now. It's too risky. Because even, especially of what's happening right now, especially with Seungri, if you think about it, what if, this is just a huge what if we want Big Bang to make a comeback, and if they go on shows, you know that's going to give an open door for media to dig. Granted, Big Bang's really good at dodging hard questions or, interviews, like harsh interviews, but what's the point of going through that inconvenience? You know what I mean? They're being very careful. And I said this a long time ago, even with the other Big Bang solo reading. It's not good. It's not good right now. It's not a pleasant time to be reckless that way. So if any of them make a comeback, whether it's GD, Taeyang, Taesang, or Top, or Big Bang as 4, right now, let's not have high expectations that they're at going to be full force in promotion, so let me see. What else can we see? What else can you tell me? Hi, Jan. It's too late. What do you mean? Oh, well, I've been on this stream for 2 hours. I'm almost done, too. So you're going to have to watch the replay of this one, but I will be back later today for 0104. Okay, hold on. Ay. Okay. There we go. So, all right. I mentioned this before in pretty much all of the solo Big Bang readings. The Justice card is back. This just means that right now, the best time to do anything at full force is after justice is met. Like I said, there's a time and place for everything. There's a time and place for everything, and it's not time to be reckless and not to be on such a I don't give a crap mode, right? The Justice card says, in due time, things will align. There will be a win-win outcome, but now is not it. So at the end of the day, there will be justice. Victory will prevail. And the thing is, it's going to take some time. There's still going to take a little more time. Just hold on to the fact that in the long run, it will be okay. All right, let me see. Anything? Please? Anything? Okay, here's a positive end. So, let's see. Let me see. Sorry, guys. Just kind of blanked out. To be honest, I could wait for forever. Big Bang, including many solos. Okay. Wait. Oh. Okay. So here. Okay, that's what I thought. So I don't know when this is gonna happen. This will probably happen within maybe next year, or maybe during the holidays. Maybe during the holidays. Expect a picture. I see a picture. Maybe like social media. And you might see a reunion. It's not all five though. I have the Four of Swords. Okay, I have the Four of Swords and the Knight of Rings. These two just kind of gave me a very vague photo of a reunion of Big Bang, though. Here's the thing though. What I imagine is it's like all four of them, but if I imagine it properly, if I'm seeing it properly, Seungri is there, and like VIPs are gonna decipher that they can tell that he's there. You know what I mean? They're gonna play detective. Sorry, there's a fire truck that passed by. Yeah. So that's exciting. That's a good end. We're gonna see a reunion photo. It's just something secretive that Seungri is there. I don't know when this will happen though. I don't know when, but it will. And obviously the judgment here is basically saying it's gonna cause some loud energy in social media, on Twitter, on Instagram. Everyone's gonna flip out and everyone's gonna freak the hell out. So let's see. Anything else you can share with me? Oh, wait. Okay, that's sweet. So YOUNGBAE is going to share, very briefly, I saw this, but VIPs are gonna get kind of like a surprise because YOUNGBAE is gonna share about him and his family, especially when the baby is born. Maybe like not straight away, but he's gonna personally talk about it or share something about it very soon after. So I'm not gonna. Is it too invasive to do a gender reveal? Yeah, I would say it's invasive to do a gender reveal. I would love to, but I won't. I'm not gonna do that. Let's just keep it as a surprise. Let's just keep that as a surprise. He's gonna reveal it himself anyway. Yeah. We're going to see him post it. We're even going to see Hyorin post too. So they understand that people also look forward to, their next chapter in their lives. And they're going to give us pretty much a little taste of it. So don't worry. They have a strong love and trust towards us. So it's nice. I remember his post about his upcoming wedding. It was so heartwarming to read. Yes, I loved that post so much. Anything else? Guess not. Man, I'm sorry, guys. It's weird. I feel like for YOUNGBAE, he's gonna be the most quiet. He's gonna, like, even TAEYANG is doing more. I mean, sorry, Display. Display is doing more. Out of everyone, YOUNGBAE is gonna be the most quiet for a while. So I unfortunately cannot bring up any other predictions at this point, because when I did GDs, there was predictions, a good handful. When I did tops, there was a good handful. So was Daesang's and even Seungri's. Okay, but for YOUNGBAE, it looks like I'm not gonna get much today. Maybe the universe is and his guides are protecting this, but it's okay. I would have loved to give you more, but that's what it is. So we are at the end leg of the reading. I'm going to pull some advice now. So what is the overall advice for YOUNGBAE and also for the fans? I honestly feel like he's being safely protected. So what is the overall advice for YOUNGBAE and also for the fans that care? Yeah. See, third quarter moon adjustments are required, meaning that, like I said, there's just things that need to happen first in order for the right time for anything to come through. So yeah, adjustments are required. Things are in the works right now. But here, believe in the impossible. My favorite, the blue moon. My favorite. So don't worry, everything's gonna be okay. Just right now, it looks uncertain, but things are working at its course. Okay, believe in the impossible. Pull one more card. Anything else? There you go. The energy is gaining momentum. So if you've been wondering about, like, if we're going to get anything anytime soon, maybe not, or maybe we will, but just know that the energy is gaining momentum. So the overall thing to hold on to is that there's going to be good. Believe in the impossible. All right, everyone. So that concludes my reading for YOUNGBAE. I want to thank you guys so much. We are literally at 2 hours and 22 minutes of this reading. So I'm going to get going, guys. Thank you guys so much. I'm going to go. It's my pleasure. Thank you again to the payer of this reading. Thank you for being patient. I'm glad I was able to do this reading and glad that I could finish Big Bangs. So I'll see you guys later for 0104. All right, guys. Bye.